I've talked to Josh about this, Josh Brolin, and he had a good experience, but he also said to me he didn't know what that movie was going to be. He didn't realize how good Sicario was going to be. Did you have a sense? Were you kind of shocked of like how holistically the music, the cinematography, it all was going to come together?
No. Well, I knew he was a hell of a filmmaker because I've seen his work prior to Sicario, but he, there was an opening sequence where my character was introduced, and it was a type of scene that my manager and my agent, they were all excited about this scene. And so when I go see the movie, that scene is not in the film. So I'm immediately, he grabbed it from the get-go. Well, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And, the work he did, directing, the photography, the music, the editing.
Tension, I mean, that
the tension, yeah. It's just, it's superb. It's really a tight ship. That movie was a really tight movie.
I heard you talking to Roger Deakins, and the great cinematographer, and he said something that was really striking that didn't necessarily surprise me, that you're the only actor he's ever seen ask for less lines. And that was in Sicario, and maybe it's been in other works. Is that just intuitive that, like, this guy is going to function better as a contrast to these other characters, that he's a coiled spring, that when he does speak, it's going to have more impact? Give me a sense of like the idea behind scaling back on.
The idea behind was the idea behind it was like the character was explaining what happened to him in Sicario, why he had become a Sicario.
Yeah.
And my suggestion was, like, in my experience in life, and I've met some men that have been in situations similar to that or been in traumatic situations, they don't talk about them.
Right.
They don't, and especially not to strangers. I mean, it takes
talk to a war veteran, they're not going to tell you what happened.
It takes years before they talk. So that was the approach. The approach was like, I don't know if I see a guy like this opening up to Emily Blunt's character.
Yeah.
So it was, and Denis understood that right away. And he kind of said, I get it. And he then had Josh's character explain it to Emily, which makes more sense.
Right.
But thinking about that movie and the Wes Anderson movie is night and day, because with Wes, you have to, you respect the word.
This is the most verbal character maybe you've ever had, probably. I mean, like probably,
yeah.